Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. More specifically, happy Good Friday. Um, Going to see if we're seeing this stream on X. I'm not seeing it on X. Not a good sign. Oh, there we are. There we are. Let's see if we can hear everything okay. Took a second there. Not a good sign. Okay, that looks like we're okay. So I will put a little GM in the chat here. Took a second there. Good morning in the chat. I'll turn my chat on this end. Looks like it's working. Yeah. So, welcome to Opening Bell Crypto, even though there is no opening bell today. I thought I'd come and still talk about where we're at and everything. Yeah, obviously, we talk about the war, talk about some different news happening. No matter what happens with the war and everything, there's always not headwinds, massive tailwinds for crypto right now, Bitcoin and crypto. So it's still a good time. So yeah, so Good Friday, Christian holiday, not a national holiday in the U.S. though. Banks are closed. A lot of banks are closed. It's almost like a pseudo national holiday. Stock market's closed. And it's also Passover. I don't know exactly how long that runs, but I know that obviously it all coincides with that, since Jesus was Jewish. So anyway, two major holidays coming together. Got, of course, Easter on Saturday, or Sunday rather. So either way, we've got a holiday weekend. We've got three markets closed. The market's closed today. It's always a little bit scary. We're always a little less volume on the weekends. Always kind of got to be careful. Much easier for market manipulators to manipulate the market if they want to. However, I believe when it's a holiday weekend, especially a 3-day holiday weekend, I think we're going to see potentially even less volume, because people really aren't paying attention. A lot of people today, and especially on Easter and even over the weekend, going to be spending time with their families, going to church, doing Easter egg hunts, just going to dinner, whatever people do, going shopping, whatever it is that people do, for those who celebrate it, which is a decent percentage of the people. And like I say, we also have Passover, and it's only two holidays, I know. But anyway, whether you celebrate or not, something for us to be aware of. And anyway, but yeah, the market doesn't open today, so don't really need to check on it. Checking on Bitcoin, though, everyone was talking about, Armageddon and $48,000 Bitcoin. I said, and I still my guess, anything's possible, but my guess still is, barring any kind of major escalation or something in this war, which is always possible with Trump and just with the volatility of the situation. And we do have seemingly a little bit of escalation today, but barring some massive escalation, I kind of see it as a coin toss whether we go up or down. Right now, we're holding up. We're sitting at 66,659. We've been over 67,000 since the show yesterday, and we're up 1.2% for the day. Ethereum, 2,048, up 1.3% for the day. XRP, $1.31.7, up a whopping 2.7% for the day. And Solana, my favorite layer one of my largest holdings next to Bitcoin. In fact, I would say by far my largest holding next to Bitcoin. 79.49, up 3.2% for the day. So crypto, I think crypto's holding strong. So let's just kind of go through some of the news that happened when you were sleeping, or things that might affect the market today, and we'll call it a wrap. But I thought this was interesting. I've never been to Jerusalem. Obviously, a lot of holy sites for both Muslim, Christian, and Jewish, right? Kind of a unique place. Unfortunately, a lot of political unrest over there. But this was interesting. I didn't know this, but this is the upper room in Jerusalem where Jesus shared the Last Supper with his disciples, especially meaningful during this time of year during Good Friday. So I didn't realize. I know they have the tomb. I've seen friends have gone there and sent me pictures of like the tomb where they think Jesus was, and a lot of Christian stuff. But this is where they believe that Jesus held the Last Supper with his disciples, initiated the sacrament, things like that. So anyway, very interesting. I haven't not been there. I didn't realize this was at least since, like they said, since like the 4th century AD. This has been so, keep in mind, we're not talking that long a history, that long ago, a couple thousand years. So anyway, that was kind of cool. I didn't realize that was kind of a notable place. Didn't realize that was a thing. Now, there's news that Iran attacked Kuwaiti's desalination plant. This is a real vulnerability over there, right? This is worse than their oil, hitting their oil or the power or anything, because it's a desert, a very hot desert with no water. So they rely on for their high populations, they rely on these desalination plants to make it drinking water. So, so I would say that's an escalation, potentially. Very vulnerable targets, but yeah. Not a good thing. I would say a minor escalation. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if I trust Mario Nafal, especially more recently. I don't know how well he vets his stuff, but this appears what the Iranians are saying. And once again, there's such a propaganda war going on at the same time the actual war is going on. Social media war. I take everything you see with a grain of salt, but this they claim they shot down an F-15E, and these supposedly show C-130s flying low, helicopters, mid-air refueling, basically a low-level search and rescue type thing. And Iran says, I saw one report, they claim they had a hostage. They'd already found the pilot, another one offering a reward for the pilot. So who knows? This could definitely cause an escalation. You really want to piss Trump off and stuff, start holding hostages. They're not gonna take kindly to that, or Trump will not. So hopefully it's false or that gets resolved. Michael Saylor, we've talked a lot about his STRC, which is his preferred stock that pays a fixed dividend of around 11.5%. So it's getting a lot of attention lately. You just put your money in there and you get 11.5% fixed every month. It pays monthly too. So we'll see. But that continues to seems to be gaining popularity. And this week alone, they sold enough on the stretch, the STRC, to buy 900 Bitcoin or $60 million. Now, last week we reported on Monday that Saylor broke a 13-week streak of buying Bitcoin. And what he'll do is on his Twitter account, he will post some orange dots, basically, and lets us know that he bought. So would be interesting. He would have been buying at a bit of a discount. But yeah, so assuming that he takes that money and he buys Bitcoin with it. So could see another 60 million plus buy come in on Monday. We will see. Zelensky is offering to help reopen the Straits of Hormuz. His pitch: Ukraine did it for the Black Sea under Russian fire. They used domestic sea drones and innovative tactics to force the Russian Black Sea fleet to retreat, effectively reopening its own grain corridor. That was a big thing in fertilizer. A lot of fertilizer and grain comes over there. Now, he has been instrumental, obviously, with his experience shooting down these cheap Shahed drones that Iran. They have 4 years of experience in a war because Iran's been supplying these Shahed drones. So he has a solution. And the problem is we're shooting them down with, $1 to $4 million, $1 to $3 million Tomahawk missiles, cruise missiles, and then they only cost 30 to 50,000. So that gives the advantage, the math advantage, at least to Iran. Supposedly Zelensky has the ability to shoot them down for $2,100 a pop, and they can produce like hundreds of thousands of these anti drone missiles or whatever they are. So he has been working with directly with some of the Gulf states on this, and there's 200 or 300 of his advisors over there helping with this situation. So now he's offering to help with the Black Sea. Coinbase said the Bitcoin and crypto market structure deal could be finalized within hours. This would be a catalyst that could really help. This could really help shoot crypto up to new levels. Honestly, very big thing. Very important for the U.S. as people are getting away from dollars. This brings that back. Stable coins. Bitcoin miner Riot Platform sold 3,778 Bitcoin for $289 million in Q1 of this year, but still holds 15,681. So right now, they still got to pay, miners still have to pay for electricity and heating and cooling costs, all this stuff, rent, employees, whatnot. So right now, where it's costs more to make a Bitcoin than you get for a Bitcoin, they're having to sell. Really is a feast or famine type situation. So welcome everyone just joining us on YouTube and X. Happy Good Friday. Swift launches tokenized ledger MVP, minimal viable products, kind of a test product, a showcase product, so to say. So looking to bring the Swift systems, like a 53-year-old outdated system, to do wire transfers that takes days and sometimes a week or more. So they're looking to modernize and do that on the blockchain. France, Russia, and China vetoed an Arab-led UN Security Council resolution to authorize military action against Iran to reopen the Straits of Hormuz. Proposal was presented by Arab nations led by Bahrain. Anyway, we knew this would get nixed by Russia and China, being their good buddies with Iran. But it's interesting that France joined that vote. Interesting. Maybe they're trying to score points with Russia and China. Who knows? Maybe just a slap in the face to Trump. We knew it'd fail because major countries have veto power there. So a United Nations, let's face it, worthless anyway, but more of a gesture of anything. $200 billion Van Eck just said live on CNBC, U.S. will print big to pay for Iranian war, send Bitcoin parabolic. Absolutely true. So that's why it's a good time to be buying. Kazakhstan. I was in Kazakhstan a few years ago, former Russian Republic, huge country, great country. Their central bank is now weeks away from buying $350 million in Bitcoin and crypto. The dominoes are falling and do it. That's why you can buy Bitcoin literally and do nothing, but just don't sell it. Just hold it, continue to DCA for the next 3 to 5, 3 to 7, 3 to 10 years, whatever you want. And it's going to appreciate, because we're not completely beating Wall Street to the punch, but we're getting in very early on something we know it's going to happen. Very few times in your life where you know something's going to happen and have it hit. Marie, a missile debris hits a gas facility in Abu Dhabi. Air defenses intercepted the attack, but fragments sparked a fire at Hashban, the UAE's largest gas processing site, forcing a shutdown for the second time since the war began. This site feeds domestic interconnects with a key oil pipeline. Man, UAE is really getting wits end. Like I say, I believe they're going to become directly involved. Saudi, all those guys, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, whatever you call it. Pam Bondi was fired in a reshift of Trump's cabinet. Todd Blanche named interim U.S. Attorney General. Todd Blanche, who authorized the DOJ memo scaling back federal enforcement. Federal Kit is now serving as interim Attorney General. I don't think he's going to be the long-term guy, but anyway, Pam Bondi is out. A lot of people predicting and calling for that. Don't know what the breaking point was. Supposedly she leaked some information to Mr. Fart on Air, Sawell, banging Chinese spies, Eric, whatever the hell his name is, that piece of crap Democratic senator. But anyway, or congressman, I don't know what he is. Don't care. Can't. I don't even know. Anyway, Eric Swalwell or whatever. Can't stand the guy. Complete dweeb. Thinks he's going to run for president. Some economic numbers coming out. Non-farm payrolls. Actual is 178,000. Forecast 65,000. Previous adjusted back to minus 92,000. So if we were to believe these, they're often adjusted, but this would lead us to believe we're moving away from recessionary talk, economy not doing as bad, but we'll see. These numbers tend to get adjusted, so I wouldn't put too much stock in them, to be honest with you. Grayscale files an amended S1 for its BitTensor Tau trust, advancing its push to expand institutional access to AI-focused crypto assets. BitTensor is something I've owned for a couple years, been talking about. Watched a few pieces on it yesterday, actually. It has the same tokenomics and halving and stuff as Bitcoin. So one of the better plays, maybe, if you want to play crypto for AI. So take a look at that. Tau is the ticker symbol. I think I'm going to buy some more today. Microsoft to invest $10 billion in Japan AI data centers. Microsoft plans to invest $10 million in Japan by 20 to expand AI data infrastructures per Nikkei. They'll work with SoftBank and Sakari Internet to support domestic Azure length. Oh yeah, SoFi Bank. I don't have I didn't save it, but SoFi Bank on Solana had a big announcement too. What they were doing some stuff. U.S. employment rate of 4.3, expected 4.4. So trying to make it look like, or the economy is doing a little better than expected. Still high, but keep in mind the Fed has a dual mandate: interest rates and unemployment. So economic data, if you believe it, would tell you that the economy is not quite as bad as it seems. Elon Musk, SpaceX, is now targeting an IPO valuation of more than $2 trillion per Bloomberg. Was 1.2, then 1.5, then 1.7. Now he's talking coming out at $2 trillion. Coinbase received conditional approval from the Office of the Controller of Currency to charter a federally regulated trust company for cryptocurrency, or crypto custody, rather. Crypto exchanges are becoming and banks are selling crypto. We're kind of merging of the two systems, the old and the new. Trump enlists boxing legend Mike Tyson to speak at the gala dinner for Trump token on April 28th at Mar-a-Lago. 18 superstars, only 297 attendees. He does this is to add utility to the Trump token. This would be the second one. Adam Back, the only man named personally in the Satoshi's white paper, stated that Blockstream has a 20-person applied cryptography security team working full-time on quantum issues. He emphasized that the pace of research, development, output, implementations, and BIP shows clearly that active work is being done. Backcall claims that Bitcoin protocol researchers are not doing anything insulting and false to get back to the quantum FUD that I addressed earlier in the week that played out exactly as I knew it would, a nothing burger. Okay, let's take a look, see if anything's changed, and we'll kind of call it a day. And you're welcome to join me over on the Bitcoin morning show as well, a space on Twitter we've been doing for X now for over 4 years at this point. We'll cover a lot of the same information, but also other information, and we do have co-hosts and featured speakers. 66,550. We look at the hour. We're down a little bit, but once again, we have no catalyst, good or bad, with the market. So that you have it. I think crypto is doing pretty good. I think we'll probably see kind of maybe a little bit of a slow grind down. maybe we hold these levels. I'm going to anticipate a little manipulation. The wild card is the war. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm not here tomorrow or Tuesday. You can catch. I do every day, 7 days a week. I do a news recap on TikTok. My name over there is the same as X and YouTube at Crypto Bull Ron. At Crypto Bull Ron RON. So you can catch. I do a little news update there. I do that as well. So anyway, appreciate everyone joining me today. Hopefully everyone has a good day. Spend some time with some family, touch some grass, enjoy yourself. We'll regroup early next week. We are in the second quarter. We're in April, 3rd of April today, and everyone have a good week, good holiday. If you celebrate, if not, just enjoy some time with your fam, friends, or to yourself. Get out and move around a little bit and enjoy yourself. Have a great weekend. I'll see everyone back here on Monday. Thanks again for joining me, and